What up, what up, what up? Thank you for tuning back in to Listening Pleasure. I'm your host, the one, the only Rob G.
I promise you one day it ain't gonna be our little podcast. It's gonna be a conglomerate.
And also it brings it full circle. If you go into it and buy a property with a family member.
What up? It's your boy Mike V, the co-host. Listening Pleasure, man. Welcome. Rob G will be here shortly. You know how it go, duty calls. Always when you got the kids and you deal with kids, it's kind of a iffy timeline. But this is a special one today, man. We want to welcome all of y'all who gonna be with us. City Councilwoman Tina Vick, man, homegrown from the city. Newport News, born and bred. Like this one gonna be fun. And again, it's not by accident. Like we pay attention. I see on social media. We see on social media locally. We talk a lot about the people who are in service, whether it's police officers, the council people. And we got an election coming up, and we got another person willing to come talk. Man, jump in the comments, ask your questions, because she will be here shortly. It's been a decent week for me. Before I move any further, in approximately 3 hours and about 17 minutes and some change. My wife, it will be her birthday. So it's turn up, happy birthday, baby. As you come in the chat, say happy birthday to my wife. Hey, my wife. Yeah, it's dope. We got a nice little weekend planned. Don't forget, Saturday, Gosner Oak Park. 12 to 6. We got the cookout, the girly family cookout, the listener pleasure cookout. It's gonna be games, it's gonna be music, it's gonna be food, it's gonna be people, it's gonna be us, man. We're gonna kick it. The weather gonna hold out for us. We're gonna have a good time, man. Bring yourself. Bring your people. Y'all already know what it is today. The saying is always, man, hit the button. Know what I'm talking about? Tell your friends, tell their friends that we is outside and we got another banger. I think that's my baby sister saying happy birthday to my wife. Love you, Ace. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Man,
oh, my bad. What's going on, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you. We got a weekend.
Yeah,
it's the
man.
perfect
Sorry about the delay, y'all. We had a terrible situation. Well, not terrible. We had a situation with a kid at football practice, and I had to get that situated. So that was a little delay on my end. But we appreciate you tuning in. Before I go ahead and mess with this, let's bring Heezy to the stage before we bring on our guest for the night. Y'all welcome Heezy to the stage. Welcome.
What's up? How everybody doing tonight?
What's
We
happening?
ready to talk to Miss Tina Vick.
Absolutely.
That's right. The one and only. All right. So you already said everything you need to say, Mike. I know I didn't catch what y'all was talking about.
Nah, man, I was just, my wife's birthday and my wife's birthday in a few hours.
Like I say, we improvising.
We got the cookout. My wife's birthday in a few hours. I won't do nothing but shooting shit. You know, it's a busy weekend. This the perfect way to set it off.
No doubt, no doubt. And while we get Miss Vick on, I'm gonna go ahead and send out because I didn't set up the links by being late. The computer kicked it out, so I'm gonna resend it out. But without further ado, y'all know what tonight's guest is. One of Newport News' own, the Councilwoman. It's a lot I can introduce her back, but I ain't gonna waste time because we've been prolonging. So without further ado, y'all please welcome our guest tonight, Councilwoman Miss Tina Vick. Y'all welcome.
Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay,
You're live now, Miss Vick. How you doing?
I can't hear you. I can't.
Can you hear us? You can't hear?
Can you hear us?
It went out again.
I can't hear the sound.
Uh-oh. Give us a second.
Let me tell her to log out and
I can't hear y'all.
maybe I don't know
She might have to
what happened.
come back in.
Take her off and bring her back, y'all. Let me get that. We're gonna get that.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and talk to the people, Mike.
Oh shit! Why?
Back to the cookout. Let's get to this cookout, y'all.
To the people who are sending messages out. Talk about the cookout. Yeah.
The cookout is this weekend, the 25th. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
25th, God's No Park, if I'm saying it right. We're gonna have games, food. We're gonna try to get a little bit of speed day in. Come out, bring the family, bring the loved ones. We supposed to have games. Like I say, hopefully we can get that game truck out there. It's gonna be a good experience, a good vibe for everybody. And our listening pleasure podcast family. So y'all come join us. And we know it's a lot of events going on this weekend. We just ask if we can get 45 minutes to an hour of your time. And because we know it's about 5 or 6 events out there. We don't want to hold y'all. But if y'all can't come show some love, we do plan on going live as well out there. So come show Listening Pleasure Podcast some love as we get back to the community.
Yeah, man. Like, listen, man. Family vibes. Have fun. Like some of us was born in the 70s and raised in the 80s, man. Like we remember what it was like to go outside and have fun and not worry about nothing going on but fun. Like family vibes, man. It's old school, man. We out here. Bring your kids, bring your nieces and nephews, man. Let's have a ball, man. Get to know each other. Like the internet, one thing about the internet is everybody think they know people. Man, you can see me in real life. That's one of the things I pride myself on. Any of y'all who see me in public, I walk right up on you and speak, and dap you up and hug. Like I know you on social media, but I'm gonna act like I don't know you when I see you. I walk right up on people like, what up? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's old school vibes, man. Come have some fun with it, kick it with us.
No doubt, always, man. This the thing about doing these live streams. Some people have everything was working good when we was talking before we got on live. Once we went live, she had an issue. So it's not even showing live from our Facebook page, and it's showing that we live. Like I don't know what's going on. It's one of them days.
Yeah, because I was trying to share it from one of my Facebook pages, and I went on the Listening Pleasure podcast page, and it ain't showing this live.
And it ain't there.
Yeah, I don't know.
So let's see if we got her back with sound. Y'all welcome back, Miss Vick. Let's see if we got some sound today. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Hello, everyone.
Well, hello there.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm trying to make sure my lighting. I'm not the best at all this, so please bear with me.
Oh shit, we figuring it out together.
Well,
You're doing good.
Thank
I can tell.
Thank you. How are you gentlemen doing?
Go ahead, Mike. I'm about to send it out to we're doing great. I just want to say before we get started, we appreciate you for joining us. We really thank you. We reached out. We have several different ones reached out. We had Phil Hampton was on here
About 3 weeks,
about
4 weeks ago.
a month
Oh,
ago, maybe
okay.
longer. We had another guy, Devin Hamilton, that was running. Be on last week.
Yeah, a couple
Okay.
weeks ago.
Go ahead, Mike. Let me get set up. My phone still.
So I'm gonna say welcome. I'm gonna say welcome first. The
Thank you.
first thing I'm gonna speak on, because Rob played there for a year, so he can a little bit, right? You a Ferguson grad. I'm a Ferguson grad. Like, so that's
All
that's
right.
super dope. So like we always just ask questions how we feel. My first question gonna be, as a Ferguson grad, how do you feel when you ride up Ward Boulevard and you see what they turned Ferguson into? Because sometimes it's sad for me.
Well, I like the building, but I'm mad that they tore down our school because I was a cheerleader, and I can tell you, I graduated in 1980, but I went there from like 77 to 80, and so I cheered so hard for that school, y'all. You would have thought Homer L. Ferguson was actually writing me a check. That's how cheered I. That's how hard I cheered. I was at the corner of 16th Street because the bus used to pick us up at 16th and Ivy. I'm out there throwing my arms trying to make sure I'm ready. I was just a hardcore cheerleader. You couldn't mess with me.
I know that's right.
Yes, sir.
So
That's right.
I feel you on that, feeling sad that we don't have a place to go.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes. But full of memories though.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so I mean this might be kind of a counterproductive question, but I ask it to all the people in service. Especially in your situation. Successful as a real estate agent, business owner. Like, you could have left Newport News and went elsewhere and put your roots there, right? But you ran for city council in Newport News and you stayed here the whole time. Why was that important to you?
Well, I have always loved growing up in Newport News. It's so sad how society is, and some of that comes from the effects of the redlining in America when the government redlined um, black people and low income people into specific areas, and that's where we had to stay. And so I felt like Newport News and places like Hampton, we made the best of it. We have look at all of you. We have successful people from here. But I did take a few leaps out of Newport News when I went to Virginia Commonwealth University to get my degree, and then had a job in my 30s working with juvenile offenders at the Peninsula Marine Institute, and that job took me out to New Orleans. So that was a really great time being in New Orleans. And so, but coming back here, um, I just felt like, well, my mom's health was failing, and once that starts happening, nothing can keep you away from home. So I packed up from New Orleans and came back here, and always been a part of people's lives. I've worked with pregnant teens in my 20s and my 30s, working with juvenile offenders, trying to help them understand that it's a better life than crime. And in my 40s, I had started doing real estate at that point. So trying to help people, I've always liked to help people who grew up like I did with low income, help them understand about processes, because the biggest reason why they don't achieve, we didn't have the things around us to help us achieve. And so that's very important to me, staying in my community to help people achieve and give. If I have the information, I can have workshops and things to give it to them.
Correct, correct. So
Absolutely.
you say you often said I forgot the line. What is it? Poverty isn't permanent. So like, what
Right.
was the moment or like the influence that made you believe in that and fight for a different future for yourself and the community?
I just think that my journey to college, like, I am a first generation 4-year college child, and for me, my mom, she did the best she could, but it was the guidance counselors helping with the financial aid. It was me just opening my mind to figure things out, because that's what I think is important when people are in poverty. You can't just keep that same mind. You got to open it up. You got to open up your mind to receive, because if you never open up your mind to receive, you will stay there. And so for me, I opened up my mind to receive. I was receiving that education. I even fought so hard to go to VCU because I just wanted a better life, that, we didn't even have a car. But my brother's girlfriend came to get me because she told me, you are going to that college. And so that was part of the biggest thing that happened in my life, for me to go away from home and go away to, um, didn't really have any money, but figured it out, filled out that financial aid, just opening your mind to just say it's going to happen. I think that's important. And that's what I've done here in my community. When I ran in my campaign in 2008, um, I was running mad because our area, the majority of our area was looking so bad. If you stood at 25th and Jefferson in 2008 and you go stand at it now, you will see a difference of the work that I've done to say, no, we're not going to have all of this ugly wiring hanging down, these light posts leaning in. It just looked like nothing but despair. And if you allow if people allow a community to look like it's in despair, the people are going to start feeling like they're in despair. So that has been part of my journey and work as a councilwoman, particularly in the lower part of my district, is to get it so that people can feel good. Because I know when things look good in the community, people feel good. And when they feel good, they're gonna do good.
Great, great.
I can
Yes.
go for that.
Yes.
I can go for that.
Well
Thank you.
said. So I remember I was reading something one time, and I don't know what you wrote or said this, but it said something. You said how your mother provided an example of strength by I think it was like leaving an abusive relationship and raising, there was six of you, correct?
Right, exactly.
So how did her courage influence your lifestyle and your drive and your career?
Oh, she made me feel like I could do anything, because that as a child, that was, now people would say it's trauma, but back then, um, we just knew it was something we didn't want to go through. Every weekend he's fighting my mama, and so and we're trying to have fun in the house. But I was just so glad, because the thing about my mom, and I don't know if I wrote about this in the book, this part, but her mother had already died. And so her father was living, but they were in North Carolina. And she had sisters who had migrated to New York. But she took that on without that support, because it was hard for me to do something without my mom. And I think it's hard for a lot of people, but that right there, um, made me really know the strength of my mom, the strength of just knowing that you can have a better life. I think some people get stuck in their situations and don't realize they can still achieve, and you really can, but you have to, like I said before, make that mind grow. But that was life changing for her, because that was part of the reason I worked so hard too, because by my dad's behavior with my mom, I wanted to always be able to have my own place, because I didn't want to have any man beating me like that. That's why I worked so hard, and now I got my own house. So I sit in here and I'm so happy about my house
Absolutely.
because I figured it out.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but because that was very traumatic and I think the biggest thing traumatic for me was the fact that somebody can say they love you, but they want to beat you. I think I never will grasp that in my head.
That's
Yeah.
one thing we got in common. I never figured that one out in the
Oh, you
history.
too?
No, I'm cool on that. Don't punch me. We can't be friends no more. I promise
Exactly. I think that's probably what would they call it, like an oxymoron?
you.
Like,
Absolutely.
really?
Exactly.
Somebody a moron. I know that.
Right. And it's bad on the kids because we had to run and try to find a safe space, and it was just bad. But she just brought me so much courage, even when I think about her today, and she's passed on now. But that courage that she gave to me, and confidence.
You go ahead, Mike. I don't want to ask all the
Yeah,
questions
I,
I want.
I was waiting to see if Joe was gonna go first.
He had a little feedback. Go ahead, Joe. You gonna mute it?
Hey, how you doing, Miss Vick?
I'm doing well.
All right. Just for some of the people out there, since we're talking about family, and for the most of us, we know that Mike is your nephew. So we just want to ask you, how was it like, growing up and seeing him develop as a man?
Well, my nieces and I've always been a big fan of my nieces and nephews because I had my children later, so I could have, I so I ended up having time with them. But you know, just like most people in Ridley Circle, we just played outside during the summer. Everybody flipping, doing backflips, dancing around this little circle that's in Ridley Circle. We used to dance around it, kickball, dodgeball. You know, that's what the kids miss out on now. That was the best life. Just jump rope, everybody jumping rope, double dutch. And so Michael was always a somersault guy. He was a somersault guy. But I think but I think the funniest story I got to tell y'all today about the Michael Vick story. He always worked hard in school, but the funniest story is I laugh when I see these people, and I know they need to take their children to football camps. But what I laugh at the most is that Michael Vick's arm didn't get strong from the camps. It got strong from him throwing rocks over Ridley Circle House. And this lady that was on the other side, she drives Porter's cabs now. And if you talk to her, her name's Regina. She used to come out there and say, stop throwing all those rocks in my yard." So I think that was the funniest thing. That's the funniest memory I have. And the fact that when it was time for him to really get ready for football, he took it seriously. He was not playing because he had a goal. He really had a goal to get to the NFL. And they say only, what is it? Only 1% of college football players usually make it. So
I don't know
that's
the
a that's
percentage,
a
but it's real low.
Yeah.
yeah. I think he was saying it's 1%. But Mike V, I see you got kind of like a Michael Vick name, Mike V.
Oh, well, my last name Vincent, and that's my guy. And I don't know why he called that man Mike like we call that man Mike. That man named Ookie.
That's
And
right. That's
my
right.
question was gonna be right, like
I,
the world know the Vic last name kind of because of Ookie, but in the city, like y'all last name was something because of family. Like
exactly.
y'all were a huge family that stuck together. Talk about that dynamic.
Well, I think that growing up in this area, it was just so much togetherness from people next door to you. You know, people, because people pretty much stayed in their apartments until their children became adults. I don't remember a lot of moving, so people ended up getting to know each other, helping each other out. And I felt like that was a huge part. I don't remember seeing a lot of people fighting each other. I don't remember a lot of the ignorance that it is today of people just fighting each other just to be fighting. It was more love and people wanting to play outside with each other. And I think that's a huge thing that's missing because so many people want to worry about taking their children. And community centers are great, but you can have fun right in your house, in your yard, just running around. The jump ropes that people had, the hula hoops, all of that was a part of you know parents being with their children and children being able to be with their parents. So, but I got to tell y'all this part. The reason Michael Vick got the name Oop is because when he was born, when Brenda, Brenda is my sister and
Yeah.
his mom. So when I went to see him in the hospital in Riverside, like Oogie really had definition in his arms when he was born. He had definition in his arms when he was born, and so I was like, like he looked like a little man, and so his lips were like shaped like a little O, and I just kept saying ooh ooh, and it just turned into Oogie Man. It really was Oogie Man Vic initially, but it just broke down
Oh,
to Ook.
I'm telling
oh wow. That's a good story. Never knew
But
that.
he
Never
just
knew
worked.
that.
He just worked hard. Him and Michael, they worked hard in that field. The only thing with when Michael went to Virginia Tech, those people, whenever he fell on the other side, particularly at West Virginia game, I didn't get to go to a lot of games then because I was in New Orleans.
Hmm.
But they used to spit on him, punch him, everything.
Yeah, and football is always the one that retaliates to get caught.
Right.
Okay.
you.
Okay.
And so Marcus wasn't going to take that. I know that's what y'all don't want to say, but Marcus wasn't going to take that.
No.
Woo! See, it's some stuff. It's I can tell you a story about Marcus. I can't say up here like that's my guy. Don't nothing
I
surprise
love,
me.
yeah, I
I'm gonna
love
just say that.
Marcus.
I'm gonna just say that. Don't nothing surprise me. Like
Well, but no, but for me, what for Marcus is he's tough. Oogie was the most exciting to watch because you never knew if you could sit down or not. But Marcus
Hmm.
was the most accurate. If he threw the ball,
ooh,
he knew who he threw it to, and they were going to
ooh.
get it. So that was
Did you come up
that
here to
was the
talk
exciting
football?
part about him.
Yeah, you
You
talking that
came up here
talk.
to talk football. Hold on, man. There's some
Yeah.
people that'll tell you I was saying that 20 years ago, man. Who might be the most exciting, but man, when Mark is spinning, he's spinning now.
Oh
Like
my goodness.
it.
He
You can't
he, he
talk football. Wait a minute.
and he could really throw that ball.
Yeah, Mark, Mark, it was more of a mental game with Mark. Mark was just mean.
And as we're talking about sports, I have to tell you all this while we're talking and still talking about our area, Ridley Circle. Elton Brown, who is coaching with Michael Vick now,
Hmm.
his his uncle went to school Ferguson with me,
Hmm.
and it's like if we get together for a reunion and everybody tell what they did in school at Ferguson, because when it was time for cross country or that relay, Michael Body, that's Michael and Marcus' dad.
Hmm. Pick.
Michael Body, Keith Brown, Elton Brown, we knew we were going to win. They were no joke. I mean, this
Yeah.
area, if you really look it up, we had some of the best athletes around, just down here in the Ridley Circle Park.
Ooh.
Hmm.
If without crack, we probably would have put 50 more people into professional sports.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and listen, she talking about the original really circle. Y'all don't know they had the metal sliding board in the middle of the circle.
All right.
But
Oh,
before we get it,
I was
you
born
remember
on
that?
last. I was
You
born
remember
out
that?
last report,
That was
man. What
really
is that man
good.
talking about?
yeah. Well, I stayed around the corner. I stayed on Abbey Avenue across from the what was it, the Mason, the Moore bit, whatever that building was right there. I stayed right there on the corner, right around
Oh,
in the middle.
okay.
I stayed in the middle, so Maurice Wiley and the Wiley stayed right there, and then we stayed next door to them. Then Linwood Barnes and them guys stayed on the other side of us.
Okay.
We was on the Ivy side.
Oh,
Okay,
Hmm.
yeah. It was just a good time in downtown Newport News. I don't remember anything horrible about it, and that's why I love it now, and that's why I built my house here because great memories. And plus, once you get into real estate, anything close to the water, you better get it because
Yes,
it's
yes. So
you
listen,
better
you
buy it because it's not too much longer. It's gonna turn into millionaire property.
correct.
mm,
Speaking of that, let's talk about women in leadership positions.
Hmm.
So you've been in a leader in the field that's basically historically male dominant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you was first elected in what 2008, what challenges did you face as a woman in the Newport News politics?
Oh, the challenges. I think the challenges, particularly, I felt nobody said this to me, but I felt some of the men were meaner to me because I was from downtown,
Mm-hmm.
and they and people, unfortunately, people look at us different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in their minds, we're less qualified. Already as a black woman,
Mm-hmm.
I know I was somebody who uh, was smart, and I've never been like a scary woman. Like nobody's gonna have me in a meeting and talk crazy to me, and they don't get talked crazy to back, because
Correct.
I think that's so
Correct.
disrespectful, and you shouldn't even come to the table like that. And then a lot of men want to complain when the women say something back to them, but they should be respectful enough, because we have a right, like I've told them, we have a right to talk. Women have a right to talk and share their ideas at the table. And that's what I felt was so important. And that's why I love my mom so much, because I feel like that's where a lot of my strength came from, was her. And for me to be able to stand in places that, I never really um I did think about politics as a young girl, because I loved that the first mayor that we had, Jessie Radley, if you all
Yeah.
remember her.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I just admired her. I grew up in a time when she was on the news on TV. I would just be in awe, because I was like, oh my God, a black woman is on TV. And so those things, watching those things and watching her, and reading about her, and one of my best friends, Harriet Tubman. I feel like Harriet is my best friend, but just reading about those people and knowing their strength gave me a lot of strength.
Correct. Correct. My brother say to make sure I say when I say where we stayed at, he say solid beside Solid Rock Church. Yeah, that
Oh,
was the
oh,
name of
oh,
the church.
oh, yeah, that's right, Solid Rock Church.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because now it's the church. The church is still there, right?
That's
Is
the
it
only
still there?
thing. That's the only thing still there. They built around it. Yep.
Yeah. Excuse me, but it's another name now. I can't remember.
Okay. Correct.
So,
Um. Go ahead, Mike.
as a councilwoman, what would you say your proudest achievement is?
Oh, you know what? I've worked to do a lot of stuff, but for me, just being able to bring to the table the issue about 25th and Jefferson, and that the wiring, and how unacceptable that should have been to anybody way before I got up there, and the those poles, electrical poles leaning in. So to be able to work with one thing on city council, you usually have to have other votes to support you getting funding to get a project. So it's rarely ever you by yourself, but just to be able to bring it to the table, and really look in the budget to find the money for improvements like that, and to really, sometimes you may not be able to find the money from your budget, but talk to the people who are responsible. Dominion Power, can you help us with these polls? Can you do something to help our community look better, and bringing attention to our area, to let people know that we're not going to have less than anymore. We want the same thing that other communities have. So that has been my proudest thing. The Heritage Forest Apartments, we needed new housing. The Nolan Green on 28th and Ward, those developers came in to work with me to bring new and affordable housing to the area, and it has made improvements in those areas. So all of that, being able to be with the team of our former city manager, with the team to be able to, get that $30 million grant to be able to redo Ridley. You know, a lot of people were sad that Ridley was going away, but look at it now. And families, I feel so blessed that families can grow, live there, and raise their children with, we did. You remember we didn't have any air conditioning. The rental office had to cut the heat on. For that.
Yes, yes. Put that fan in the window. That's the best air conditioning you got.
Right. Put the
That's it.
fan in the window. But I just feel so blessed that I've been a part of the team that our children will grow up different and with better amenities to be able to you know have a better life.
Correct. I understand. So being like you say, being in the male dominant field, what advice would you give to a young woman or just any woman in Newport News who is interested in pursuing a career in any public service or leadership?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I always felt like that I love me and I matter. You have to come to the table knowing that you love yourself and you matter. You can't come anywhere, with your head down, you know, because those are the things that I've always liked to read about, slavery and all of those things that happened to blacks in the past. And that's one thing I knew after reading about them having to have their heads down and all that
Mm,
stuff. I never have my head down because you've got to keep your head up to really pay attention where you're going, and you can't let anybody feel like make you feel like you're defeated as soon as you come in the room.
correct.
That to me, when
Correct.
I teach any classes or talk to any people, no, you don't ever let anybody make you feel you defeated in the room. Even sometimes as a council person, we have people who come to the um, council meetings to act so ugly to us. Say things that I feel like you don't need to say, but I maybe because of their attitudes, but nobody's ever gonna do that to me. They just won't.
I get
Uh,
it.
And so I want to add to that. And so we have to raise our young girls. I did a class last year just to be able to help them understand about their power, the power of education, the power of staying off drugs, and not getting into these party crowds where, it's all right for people to have fun, but you can't develop that life that every night is a party, because then you won't be able to do your work.
uh-oh.
And that's where a lot of people get off track. Well, you can party if you want to every night, but usually you're not going to be up at the level with the people who are achieving, because you're too tired and you're off focus.
Understand. So we got a question from a viewer, uh, Mama Walker 8912. I think that's your, like you said, I think that's your sister, Mike.
You
She
better,
said,
you better.
she said, upon re-election, what's next on your agenda for the city? Great
So,
question.
well, we have so much because of this housing shortage. That is, with our current mayor and council,
Hmm.
that is something that we've already focused on. Like, how can we, particularly our councilman Cleon Long, is something we have been focusing on, and he did a great report to be able to stay at a level where we're having quality housing in our city. And plus, of course, by me being in real estate, that is very important to me, because I know the feeling when to sell people a new home, and the attitude they have, the happiness they have in being able to have something that they can call their own. But for me too, I'm just a big proponent of jobs and summer jobs and jobs training. We do have the facility on 25th and Jefferson now, where we've connected with Virginia Peninsula Community College. But being able to, I think the problem, and Brooks Crossing. But what I'm concerned about more,
Hmm.
even though they're there, we have to get more people who are kind of like street soldiers, who are being able to go out in the community and let people know that they're there.
Correct.
You know, you know what I'm saying? You can have a building, but if nobody knows it's there, you're not going to get the residual of what is supposed to happen in there, the good things that are supposed to happen in there.
Word of mouth out on the streets travel real fast.
Right.
Put street teams together to produce elections and to do everything else. We want to get the information out. So I understand that as well.
Make a
And
rap
we can't-
video.
I'm sorry.
Make a rap video. Listen, I know they sound crazy, and it's a little bit off topic, but a little bit on topic. Have you seen the new Christian rappers? Man, they rap just like Young Jeezy. They just say Jesus, bro.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
them can't talk about firing from the hip and everything. He just say Jesus and the Bible like 3 times. Man, make a rap video.
Man, it's crazy. But yeah, that's
right, because they're trying to get people. They're trying to get to the people. Like, you can't get to the people if you're not speaking the language.
Absolutely.
And it's so many people that think they can recruit people in like low income neighborhoods that might be Latino, they might be, Asian, but you cannot recruit to people that you are not familiar with. Enough familiarity. You got to have some for them to believe you and trust you.
So we got one more question. They say,
hold on, wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you say it. Go ahead. Go out.
When you ask that question, all y'all say happy birthday to my wife.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! See you Saturday. Oh yeah, since we saying that, we're gonna she gonna be out at the cookout. We're gonna work on that. She's gonna be at the cookout. We're gonna have a little something for her. So we have doing the podcast and then my family. We're doing a little cookout Saturday, Gosman Hole Park, 12 to 6. It's open for everybody to come out. Bounce house, line dancing, gaming truck. We will do a podcast live, boots on the ground contest.
Oh, okay.
They're doing some chess games and a bunch of other games. So yeah, everybody come on out. Just have a good old time. Just introduce yourself. But go ahead, ask your wife a question, Mike.
All right. What would you say to a person who believes that their vote does not count?
I just think that's one of the worst things. And that's why we have Trump. Yeah, just sit and see how do you feel. Well, I know some people are fans of him, but with all this that's going on, I am a person who loves watching the news in the morning, but he has rattled me so much with all this just they're killing the ICE people. I feel like I'm in anxiety when I watch the news now, so I've had to decrease it. But I just think that's the saddest thing, and I think it's sad that people don't even want to take the time to know who their candidates are, like to know who's running, because we have to fight for people to get out to vote.
So part of it, why this series started with the candidates coming on, like a few things happened between, and I'm gonna ask you about one of them, between the Noodle Fest and the police officers' engagements with the kids, where everybody blame all the people in service. Everybody want to talk about the service jobs, but nobody want to understand what the service jobs are. Nobody wants to help. Like, I'm gonna take it back to Obama. Obama got elected and everybody said, what did he do? But after we elected Obama, we stopped going to the polls. So we didn't elect none of the people who could make it so that he could do exactly what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it. But then those people who don't pay attention to politics never until it's time to vote, like 2 months before it's time to vote, all of a sudden you the biggest political opinion in the history of political opinions. You ain't paid attention for 4 years. Soon as somebody get elected, you ain't gonna care no more until it's election time. Them people always got something to say. So why not Bring it to the square. We here. You got something to say? Come find out who these people are. Know who you voting for, and not just go vote because this person been in office forever, and that's the only person I knew in office. So I'm just gonna keep. You know what I mean? Come get to
Right.
know the people you voting for. Because what people don't understand, and I watch a lot of videos about service people, is they call service people for a reason. They are in the
Right.
service of the people. So if you want them to do something, like it's a lot of people who say what the city council should do, but ain't never been to a city council meeting to suggest it. Maybe the city council never just thought of it. Maybe if
Right.
you brought it to the square, it could happen. But so many people willing, like it's easy to be a quarterback on Monday mornings when ain't nobody, 300 pounders trying to tackle you. Of course you can throw the touchdown.
Yeah.
Hard to be in the fire and then handle business. And a lot of people, they don't want no fire that come with them decisions. If he say it and it don't work, he's sitting on his couch. He don't care.
Right.
I just think, just off that, piggyback off that, about the vote don't matter. I just think it's backwards. Like you say, people don't go out and vote on their city council, the mayors, or none of that. But then they want to jump out and vote for the president. That's like you going out building your house and you say, I'm gonna start with the roof. It ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
That
Like,
is that is a good analogy, a great analogy.
yeah, you gotta start from the bottom and work your way. That's where your votes matter the most at. In your
Right.
city, picking those people, then to pick the people for the state, and then go on and on. But we got another
Right.
question. I'm gonna get to this. Let's see. Scrap Dooley asks, what you say to the people who feel like no matter who they vote for, they not for us.
Well, Scrap, I know him. He always coming with something negative. It's hardly nobody like that. So Scrap, get off this call. Get off this call.
Yeah, that's my boy Scrap. I went to school. Listen, I meant to say that when you brought up Cleon. It's funny, I know Cleon. Was it since I think second grade? He wanted Joe. He went to BC Charles. Oh, my Joe on mute. My bad. Yeah, on second
Oh
grade, I
wait,
know.
so you were bust all the way up there.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
going. Yeah, me, Joe.
yes.
A lot of us went all the way to BC Charles, second through fifth grade. No,
Third,
third through fifth
I
grade.
went
Third through
third
fifth
through
grade.
fifth
Yeah,
grade,
third.
and
Including
they
second.
they used to wonder why we when we got to school we were so hyped. We was already an hour in on the bus ride. We already hyped up for a whole hour,
I
and
ate,
I
I ate
stayed.
some
I,
sugar cereal.
I stayed in Walker
What?
Village, and it was like,
What you say?
He
Ate
done
some
ate some
sugar
sugar
cereal.
cereal before he got on the bus. That man amp, he done rode for an hour. He got the antsy pantses.
yeah. So, and then I stayed in Walker Village. So half of Walker Village went to BC Charles, the other half went to Riverside. So it was real crazy. But to piggyback off of what both of them said too about people voting, and it's with the information that we have now, um, we should be able to get out there and, you know what I'm saying, feed our children, feed our teenagers this information. They're growing up. You know, we grew up in poverty for real. And the information won't out there, the internet won't out there. So some of our mothers and grandmas, they really didn't know, but just Bobby Scott. That's the only person they probably ever do in their whole life. You know what I
And
mean? But now, and Jesse Riley. But now, like I say, the information out, we can connect more. Like you say, you got the Brooks Center, you got I think two or three more modulars going up for to help people do the trades and stuff. And
Right.
we gotta get out there and get these people in these systems so they can work, you know what I'm saying? So these systems can work and we can actually have, some positivity come out of 'em. But I get what you're saying and I like the way you going.
But
okay.
thank you. But the other thing with that voting too, you just have some. What I've seen too, you just have some people who are going to be negative about everything and want to because those people really. It's sad to see them around, even coming to City Hall, to that would be so negative. You're negative about the mayor and council. You're negative. At least if you're not pleased. just, you know, you know, can you be the competition to run against the person if we're so unlikable or we're not doing our jobs? I think that's part of the job that I do get sick of, is the people who really want to always complain,
That's that
but
downtown in you.
but I'm sorry, what?
That's that downtown in you.
Yeah, yeah,
Downtown. Listen,
and they want to always complain. Nothing's ever right, even when we bring something nice, and they
I,
really don't know
now go ahead.
how they really affect a neighborhood with that negativity. And it's a few of them that really, um, just that's just their forte. They just find pleasure in that. But that voting is so important, and more people, but the apathy about it, and the difference in when we were growing up, our parents, I know my mom told us that once we got 18, you had to vote. I,
Mm,
People need to do that because they can make their own choices, but they need to vote because it does make a difference in a community, particularly
mm,
with when racism is not gone, sexism is not gone. We need to have people who stand for people as a whole, and that's been important to me. I love working with people that no matter what race, what gender, we can come to the table to talk, to come up with the best solution for whatever issue that we're dealing with in the city.
correct. Listen, I get it. Uh,
We
let's see what I did have was a question. I misplaced it, but while I try to find that question, I know you launched what is it, the girls camp under your
Yeah.
the what is it, women's empowerment development. What inspired you to focus on empowering the teenage girls?
Well, when I first got in office, I felt so blessed, but it was also sort of a burden because I there were so many black women calling me about situations where they were not able to manage their homes or manage their lives. It was the homelessness. You have a lot of children by a lot of different men, and you can't manage it. I mean, for me, I say people can have as many children as they want, but you have to be able to manage it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so
I heard you.
that bothered me so much because one of the calls was a woman calling me
uh-oh.
Oh, we might have lost her. I'm assuming her phone went dead.
Listen, right?
So we'll see if she get back on the line.
Yeah.
Comments coming in, and some of them we was gonna get to some of them, but we have an issue right now.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
was
slide. I'm gonna slide her to the back and put you up front real quick.
what I do? Oh.
No, I just put you on the front
Um,
screen. I'm gonna take.
I mean,
What was this? Let's see what this said real quick. I was. Let me face to face. Find a way we can work together. Uh, what could I say? And everyone can't run, doesn't need to. Civic engagement is bigger than running for office. Okay. She said, "Hey, Devin. Hey, Miss Vincent." Okay, we caught up on the comments. Uh,
so
yeah,
while
man.
she
That's what the live streaming. Sometimes you have technical difficulties. It happens to the best of them.
so
ESPN, CBS, anybody
she
else. So
she
you
was
know it
just
happened to us.
talking about that, and I wanted to chime in because um the world need more women role models for teenage girls, especially black teenage girls.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. Uh,
They being attacked. They being attacked. At first, it was the young black males. They was attacking us with the crack, the money, the rap. Now is they attacking the young women with, these anthems. You know what I'm saying? Social media. Um, so I know it's very hard now to raise a little girl. Like I I can see the decline in the young men getting in trouble per se because they starting to see how these people locking them away. But now to me, I see that they are attacking these young girls. They pushing these fighting TV shows. Like they looking at the metrics, right? And they seeing how many people chiming in. They know the age range that these people are looking at these TV shows, the Facebook, Instagram. So, like you say, we do need some positive black women. It's just it's
Say
hard
that
right now.
first word. That first word you said to start with a P.
What
Not
I say?
prostitute. Not prostitute. Positive.
Oh Lord. But yeah, so it's I can see, and it's not the higher ups now. It's the algorithm. The algorithm is pushing it out, man. It ain't the higher ups. It ain't, what I'm saying? It ain't Mark Zuckerberg per se. It's the it's a mathematical equation. If I can get a young black woman to look at this fight scene for 30 seconds, I can sell this data to, what I'm saying, a ad company. So instead of that's why they took the MC Lights out. That's why they took the Queen Latifahs out. That's why they took the Lauren Hills. You know what I mean? Because it was an agenda. They went from the black boys. Now it's the young black girls, and we got
But
to get some positive.
but
Go ahead.
so here's where my frustration is when it comes to that for women, especially.
Councilwoman back, man. We're gonna cut our chat, man. Get her back on.
My bad.
There
No,
we go.
y'all go ahead. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Oh, go ahead, keep
Okay,
going there, Mike.
so for me, like regardless of what industry they in, especially black women that the world put out on Front Street as successful, they bodies showing all the time. They talk about promiscuity all the time. They mask being not pleasant with being strong. But
You ain't
like,
gotta be politically correct, man. Say
no,
it,
no, no,
man.
no, 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 I'm not. I'm taking you down the road.
All right.
Like the WNBA had a black president and a black vice president that were both women for like 15 years. Can't nobody name neither one of them.
Wow.
Like somebody named the highest paid black lawyer right now. Because we don't promote her like we promote that girl who talk about her booty hole.
Right.
We like we don't big up successes that don't come with coronations around them the way we should. Like we want and I posted this before, and this for black men, women, anybody. If we want education if we want our kids to see education as the most important thing, celebrate the valedictorian more than you celebrate the kid that threw for 20 touchdowns and ran for 20 touchdowns. Celebrate that straight A kid the same way you celebrate when the dude dunk on somebody and end up on ESPN top 10. I promise you, these kids will start looking at education the way we say it.
I give you one bigger. Celebrate that kid that graduated and come from college more than you celebrate
More than the dude that come home from prison. But we don't as a community. As a community, what we do, somehow the dude who went to college and got all these student loans to have a degree and try to have a good life, he think he better than me.
Yep.
But the dude who broke the law and went to prison, he real because he ain't telling nobody.
Oh, and
But
we gonna give him $5,000 when he come home.
And some
Take
Jordans
him
and a
shopping
job.
for a whole week. Yeah, we gonna do everything for him.
So
and I think another thing we need to do more. Not I think I know. Um, like our parents and children, we need to be talking about. It bothers me. I went in Piggly Wiggly one day, and it was the little cashier. She was so cute, and so I just asked her what school did she go to, and she was telling me, and I said, well, what are you gonna do after high school, because she was in the 12th grade. She said, I want to go to college, but I don't know how. Like, that's some stuff that shouldn't these as my mom used to say, these days and times, that's some stuff that shouldn't even be said in anybody's house. Everybody should know how to go to the guidance counselor if they don't have a parent to take them to the school to get the application, or going online. So we ended up working with her. I ended up working with her with the girls' camp under my women's empowerment, because it should be no reason, with all this information out here, that a person does not know how to apply to go to college.
I'm listen. We don't do politically correct. We just say what it is. The problem in our community is the people with the information don't want to give it.
Right.
The
That's
people
a
with
lot
the
of the problem.
information act like something wrong with you for not having the information that they found out. So,
Exactly.
so instead of giving it to you, they look at you like you inferior for not already knowing it.
Yeah.
Like it as a community, like again, all this started at home. Like, we could talk about the city council, we could talk about the police department, we could talk about the guidance counselors, the schools. All this started at home. Because I watched people who went through the same school to prison pipeline that I did, that ended up as police chiefs. That's a true story. That's a true
They
story.
did what?
Like, he ended up a police chief. He went to the same school I went to. He come from the same area I come from. He had the same hardships I had. And he was just raised different to look at it different. And that man, a police chief.
Wow.
So you can't tell me that if it ain't done right, it can't be done right. Because we
And
know
not even just you talking about cuz, right?
facts. We know enough examples.
Not even just in Virginia Beach at that. You know what
No
I'm saying?
facts.
Oh, wow.
Like, so we know it worked. It's like it's
From
so much.
Last to the drive. See, people don't even know he lived there and grew up there. When he done called me sometimes. They be like, they don't think I'm from Last to the Drive. I'm like, no. What is it? 12th Street. You from 12th
Yeah,
Street?
facts.
Oh, 12th Street, yeah.
Last to the
Well,
Drive. The whole.
I love when we get those stories about the people from down here, because I just love the fact that I love victory, and I love the fact that some people can count you down and out for years just from your community when they don't even know you, and then look what happened. You succeed. I love
That's
that
right.
kind of action. I love
That's
it.
right.
And another thing that I hate for our area is that somehow we look at a person being successful as a bad thing. Like, we get mad at a person for finding their success, whatever their success is. If a person not committing crime and they not in your way, why do you care? As long as it ain't did nothing to you. Like, I always say my biggest flex is I don't have a hating bone in my body. Like, I want to see everybody win, bro. Even if I don't like you, as long as you don't bother me, go do your thing, bro.
Right.
I don't have a hating bone in my body. I want to see everybody win. And to me, part of the reason everybody don't win is because as soon as somebody start doing something that's different from you, or you think somebody is better than you in this moment, we got to find a reason to tear that down.
Yeah.
Not even if you think them people wrong, not bring information to try to make them better. You just talk about how wrong you think they are. Excuse me.
Yeah, and I think the thing with this, I'm glad you brought that up, Mike. I'm glad you brought that up, because I think the thing with that is I feel like in my spirit, those people who come against people who are successful, they're mad because they don't know their calling. Sometimes people can be mad because they don't know their calling, and so they're trying to look at somebody else and want to be mad at them. But uh, have they tried to get to their calling?
A lot of people terrified of it. A lot of people see they calling and run from it because it's scary.
Now you know what, that is true.
Because a lot of times, I ain't know I was doing this tonight. A lot of times when it comes to your calling, it is different from what your idea of what you want to do is.
Right.
Your calling make you change. And that's scary for a lot of people.
Right. And then just like you all started this podcast, you know, it's good conversation. This is my first time, but good conversation. Um, uh, Rob, I admire you and what you do with those youth with the football, because every day when I get to ride past the little football players for the Boys and Girls Club out here, I think about, this is where my heart goes. I think about right in that area, we can have some more Michael Vicks, some more Aaron Brooks, some more. They'll have their own name, but you know, right out here in our area, because we got that strength like that. You know, a lot of times during slavery, a lot of people didn't escape. A lot of people didn't go with Harriet because they didn't go with Harriet Tubman because they didn't have the strength. She had that mental strength to say, "I'm going. I'm making it to the North. Y'all come with me. You be free or you will die." And that, when I read about her, that's where my strength came to, because I feel like I read about her so much as a child. I feel like she's my best friend. But that lady, and then I tell people, this is where you have to know what you come from. When this lady, they didn't have any good Louis Vuitton shoes and all those brand name shoes that we had. They had homemade shoes, walking from state to state, and not just from Virginia to maybe West Virginia. No, they're going all the way up north.
Facts.
So for me, just reading about her since I was a little girl, that's what gave me so much strength in this politics and just in the world, period. Because anybody who can do that and not be scared during a time when you know good and well there weren't a lot of dark people like you roaming around from state to
On
state,
those,
because
on those streets.
yeah, and because you know she stuck out like a sore thumb, but she was so smart, she figured
Mhm.
that out too. So I encourage young people to read about people like that, because that does nothing but strengthen you. So you can do like you saying, Mike, get to your calling, get to your calling, and stop talking bad about other people. Just get to your calling.
Correct. Mike, I want you to ask the question your sister asked. Before you do, I just happen to look at my phone. That's why I be telling y'all, you lucky y'all seen this, because they saying they can't comment somehow. They say tell Tina, the community, we appreciate her and thanks for being here for her and being up here. We behind her all the way.
Oh,
So
thank you.
somebody wanted to comment and say that, hey, Uganda say yes, strength of our ancestors. But go ahead and ask your question. I mean, ask that question your sister asked, Mike.
How do we change that dumb mindset, though? All of us, me and the three hosts, heard all the time as kids, whatever gets your mind gets you. How do we
Ooh.
stop booty shaking baby daddies and welfare being number one? We gotta bring back shame, fam.
No, you're right.
I'm
Because
a,
because
I'm
because
a,
everybody, no, Mike, you're right. Because everybody want to say everything's okay. Everything's okay.
we have to like what we did was we turned shame around. People who do shameful things can poke their chests out, and when you look at them, they make you
Right.
feel shameful. Like you wrong for not getting with the program. We have to bring back shame. We have to make things that's supposed to be uncomfortable again. She not
Yeah.
supposed to be 14 with 3 babies.
Right.
He not supposed to be just coming home from juvenile life and fighting a robbery charge. We gotta stop we gotta stop patronizing these podcasts that only talk about going to prison and gang banging and we gotta run them people, the Adam 22s and them people out of here. Like we have to start taking control of what's dope for our kids.
That's
That
right. And
shit,
and the thing is too, we got to stop that. And go back to me starting the girls' camp. Were those calls from those women, and I know they were calling me because, you know, there had, I don't know, there had never, they saw me as a black woman who they could identify with, because I am, you know, city councils used to be all white men, mostly all white men. So
absolutely.
I felt my calling from that, and that's why I started that women's empowerment, so I could start having classes. And I started, and but I realized from all those women who were, having all those children by different men, couldn't keep a place to stay. I realized that a lot of their problems came from school. I mean, the youth part of school, not realizing the importance of studying. That's studying, just even if you don't go to college, just to get your GED or high school diploma, you need something. Because it bothers me, people come to the meeting and talk about the homelessness uh, everywhere. But a lot of people are homeless because they didn't take school serious. They didn't realize you supposed to go to school so you could get a good job, or go get a trade, or go something, so you could afford you a place to live. Like some kind of way, that's what I see out in the community a lot. Some kind of way it's not connecting. And we've got, as a community, and I really appreciate this podcast. And maybe, some things we can take further in the community. But we've got to really, have some sessions or something to be able to help people, because it's some of this stuff is sad, and it's gonna transpire to another group of people, a younger group of people, which it's gonna, make it
Ooh,
make it continue.
I just came over this while we were sitting right here. Political correctness is one of the worst things that happened to this country in the last 25 years. We can't, like, people can't be told like it is. We gotta tiptoe around stuff because
Right.
if you offend anybody, you the bad guy. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta get back to being like a hard-nosed group of people who didn't play about what we didn't play about. Now we play about everything. Everything funny till it's in your backyard. Like, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that because I like her. But I know people who like the streets cool. The streets is the best thing in the world.
Right.
While they family out in it, while they out in it, while they people out in it, then as soon as the streets take one of their family members, or then all of a sudden it's, why would y'all be acting like this? No, you need to be proactive and not be like that beforehand. It shouldn't
Yeah,
take a,
that's true.
it shouldn't take a tragic event for you to realize that guns kill people in the streets only lead to a couple places, and you know what I mean? And
Right.
because, like, there are kids now who hang on the street corner who don't sell drugs. They not gangsters or nothing. They just want to be a part of whatever outside on the street. Like,
Everybody,
it's
listen.
Oh,
So
wow.
I hate to say it, man. That's why sports and a lot of stuff come into effect, because the kids are always looking to be accepted and a part of something.
something.
Sometimes they don't, because they go in their house, they don't have a family. You don't know how dysfunctional or whatever's going on there. So they
Right.
always looking for something. And if we don't have jobs, resources, community centers, sports, or something for them to do, the streets always gonna be there for them. They always gonna be there. So
And as you're saying that, we got to get more men out here, because on every job I've been on, well, except for when I was at PMI, Peninsula Marine Institute, we had a balance. So the kids, they got a chance to see the men encouraging them. But I just feel like when I see that Virginia Peninsula Community College facility, I know some people might not know what's going on, but some men should be flooding that. Some men who have some jobs or some men who are retired should be flooding that and trying to get younger people to say, look, man, you can get a trade, because college is not for everybody, and college is not the only answer. And
So
that's what over a few years, schools made people believe, and people made that college was the only answer. And so we have to, I feel like with that trade center, we can teach people different. And because what's happening now, because the mindset in America was that now, as the heating and air men retiring, as the plumbers retiring, as the mechanics retiring, nobody there to take their place, because we
Exactly.
told people that college was the answer and the trades were not.
And those are good money jobs. But I want to
Yeah,
say this too before I forget. Another thing that goes into helping all this stuff, you know, we have to get, and I said we say this all the time on the show, we have to get back to having neighborhoods so we can have communities. Right now, we really don't have communities. We don't have neighborhoods.
y'all
People
just
just
live on that street.
people just live. Yeah, like people just live. And so nowadays, if you see somebody kid doing something wrong, you can't even correct them. You better not say something to them. The parent not even gonna correct the child. They're gonna come and try to correct you for saying something to their kid for doing wrong.
right,
And it's no more. You know, when we grew up in our times, it was grandmas, old ladies on the porches. They gonna see you doing, or you knew not to respect it. If you was gonna do something crazy, you was gonna go around the corner. Well, where nobody at. If you had to find another corner to go around, if somebody else is on that porch, we don't have that. It's no more, no more communities. Nobody looking out for each other. Everybody saying it ain't affect me, so I ain't worrying about it. Nobody want to talk about the shooting, killing, or nothing until it hits home. Then it's a problem. No, you knew about all the other stuff. So I just
right.
want to touch up on that. That was it.
So first, and my wife will attest to this. Happy birthday, baby. Uh
What's your wife's name?
Vader. She in the
Vader.
comment.
Okay.
Uh so first she can attest to this. Like, and it's sad because they are, but all my neighbors immediately around me are Mexican, right? Man, them people speak to me every time they see me. Man, that man went fishing one day, came back, bought me a big fish like this already clean. Like, all you got to do is fillet this for you. Like,
What?
when my mom passed, they bought food. Like, the way real neighbors supposed to be. Like, we don't pass each other and not speak. We don't, like, we engage each other. They kids, like, if they kids be outside playing soccer sometime, if the ball come in my yard, they come knock on the door and ask if they can go get their ball. They don't just walk across your yard and be like, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
wow.
the way it's supposed to be. Like, you can tell somebody putting effort into doing it the right way. And that's what neighborhood is supposed to be. Neighborhood
Yeah.
is supposed to be, if, like, your mama shouldn't get caught with you in the house without supervision, because the neighbors know your mama got to work until 9 o'clock, and the neighbors got you till 9 o'clock, and it ain't even a big conversation about that. We just
Right.
hold each other down. When somebody needs something, ain't nobody ashamed to ask nobody. But see, what we did was we started shaming each other. If I come and ask you, can I get some bread to make sandwiches for my kids? When you jump on the phone, you telling somebody that I just came and bought bread from your house. So
Now
now
you gonna make a
somebody
social media post and
crazy.
everything.
Right.
And,
Well,
and
yeah.
then
That is bad. Now that is a bad thing when people want to do
but
that.
but you were speaking on trade schools, and I had a proposal, and I'm gonna say it out loud right here because you're right here. So I personally believe the Iowa, what is it called? What is the testing for the kids now?
SOL.
SOLs
SOLs.
in the 10th grade should determine where a kid goes. And all kids shouldn't have to necessarily go to school after 10th grade. I think if your SOL scores are well enough, you should start getting your, what's the first degree you get, associates or something? You
Yeah.
should start working towards associate. If your test scores aren't well enough, you should have a choice to either go to a trade school or to a military school. Those last 2 years to get some, because if you got to get some discipline in your life. You got like it's a lot of stuff that a military school can do for you that regular people ain't gonna be able to do for you. It's a lot of stuff that a trade school can do for you that everybody can't just give you. But you should have the option because see, the reality is everybody ain't made to go to college.
4-year college. That's
But
right, and that's
everybody is
so
made
true.
to everybody is made to be a decent law-abiding citizen who contribute to the
Right.
community. Because we need people to flip burgers at McDonald's the same way we need people to fix change tires.
Exactly.
And you can be the best burger flipper you possibly can and live a good life if somebody teach you that way.
Yeah.
Not after you got 2 kids and now I just need a job. Like How Matt been right there forever. I didn't know about How Matt till like 3 years ago, bro. How Matt started out at $20-something an hour. Imagine
I remember that in the 90s.
Imagine an 18-year-old kid with no kids, fresh out of high school, going somewhere making $20-something an hour. He don't have no real big man. He can set his life, and they give out unlimited overtime. You can work on it, man. If somebody taught him the right way, he could be a business owner by 30.
That's a great point. That's a great point. That's a great point.
So I wanted to ask you, closing up, getting close to the end. You've been serving on the city council for over 16 years.
Yeah.
And you were sworn in on another term in I think 2025. What keeps you motivated to serve after all this time?
Well, the biggest thing is these projects that you want, the things you desire do not happen overnight. The things that happen in government, it takes a lot of years to pull the money together because most localities, we don't have all the money to fix everything, at one time, or we may not have the developers who want to build houses at a certain time or apartments. Some people don't want to build. Some people still don't want to build apartments in certain neighborhoods. So, but I think just the waiting for the projects to get completed that you wanted to support, and plus, I just always love seeing people in our community and communities better because somebody's got to put in the work. And when I ran for my first office, I felt like I was the best candidate, and so I worked my hardest for that campaign, even though it was in the middle of the Michael Vick dog fighting, which I was very nervous about that, but we still were able to stomp my opponents. I just love saying that, stomp my opponents. To victory, yes. And so it's just worth it when you can see people, things change around and people really know it, because when you're down the street now, or sometime I'm in my house, people will call and say, girl, we went past 25th Street and we say that's some Tina Vick stuff right there, because I talked about it all the time because I wanted it to get done. Like, you got to speak things into existence. And that's what I talked about, because you got to make people hear you, because some people mindset, they don't know that when things in the community look better, people do better. Some people don't get that in their head because they could be very selfish, or they could be, just not thinking about people. And because in this job, you got to have a love for people. That's what I feel. You got to have some love for people, communities, and like you said, the strength of a neighborhood.
So
The
let me
strength
ask
of
you.
neighborhoods.
Let me ask you this, because we did ask this, and this came up right on time as we get down to some other things. We asked Phil, we asked Devin, we asked whoever else that been on to talk about it. With the noodle, I faded out. My bad. With the noodle thing, what's your take and thoughts on that?
Well, as a city, we pulled it off. I just think that when we're doing something of that magnitude, we need to also think about how far in advance should you start planning because so you can execute and get the results that you want. Because with big things like that, you've got to have time. You've got to have time to um, get the performers to get the staff ready. You've got to
Mhm.
have time to be able to do the marketing, because if you're trying to get good results, you have to have a good marketing strategy, and that takes time. And you have to, because you if you're trying to get if you want to maximize the people who are there, that means you're going to have to uh, market to all areas, always ready, always all different ways: radio, TV, people sending out flyers or having them knocking on doors. You know how the people knock on doors, either when you're at the club, they put the little flyers in your car. And so when you come out the club, the flyers in your car, in your window. But
Mhm.
I just think that we could do better for that, for whenever we do it again, on that part.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something too about the Noodle Fest. And a lot of people jump out. A lot of people say 3 million. They messed it up. This, that, and the third. But they missing the point. And the point was it was a
Right.
thanking. It was thanking. And I know the mayor, he probably sit back and like, man, everybody coming at me. And I was doing this to brighten up and inspire the next generation or the people in my community. And I guess they seen the rappers and they just thought, it's just supposed to be just this music festival, but it was a thinking festival. It was to get y'all to start elevating and using your brain and your mind. And 3 million, was it excessive? We can say it was. Did
Can
it not get
hold
the
on.
marketing? Huh?
Can we really? How many of us
Huh?
know exactly where the money went or any of
Well,
that?
well, well.
What
Plus, things.
most of us just heard that 3 million got spent and immediately said it ain't worth that.
I know, and because things cost, you got to pay for performance if you want to bring something to your city. And then a lot of people, they complain it's nothing to do around here. It's nothing to do around here. Then when you have something, they want to keep complaining. But you got to spend money to provide entertainment. You've got to spend money.
Yeah.
But some
Yeah.
people are just critical of whatever you do. And so I think it was something that went well. And um you know and then you have to start something like that to expand on it.
Yeah, see, I see a whole lot of comments. It say 3 million could have been used to reduce taxes. She say, do you look at the plans? Couple other things. So, um,
Do you know? A quick question. For that three
go ahead.
million dollars and the amount of people that we have in the city, do we know how much money that would have been for each individual person? It would have been like $16.11.
Right. And then plus the thing about reducing taxes, um you have to make sure that you're providing enough money for the entire city, and that's little over 180 some thousand people. So you can't
Yeah.
just pick
So
one. You just can't pick one area of the people in attendance that came. You know,
Hmm.
so
Bakura
so
say,
it takes a lot, and
Bakura
it's
say, oh my God, I can't believe this. Go
I
ahead.
mean, uh,
Man,
I heard you too. I heard you too. What I'm saying is, you know, was I don't know if it was a complete failure. I don't know everything. We just know it was $3 million. Everybody want to know where the money at. I, all I'm saying is the man wanted a thinking festival.
They gonna
You
keep
know,
it.
he bought people out. He bought Damon John from Fubu. Like he
Yeah.
he he tried. He tried. And for the most part, we all have failed at something before. It won't on that scale, but it was. You know what I mean?
Boy,
But
Right.
Noodle got them going in the comments. They going crazy. They got a
yeah, see, they
whole
going.
bunch of
You know what I'm saying? They like I say, I don't know the facts. I don't know what each dollar went to. I can't say it. You know what I mean? But we not the first city that missed the ball when it came to something like this. And it's a learning curve. You know, we gon' we
Right.
he that mayor if he's sitting there for next term and a term after that, I believe he gonna get it right.
she said,
He
I
didn't
mean,
get
I'm
it right
sorry.
the first time.
Devin
Go
says it's
ahead.
not just noodle, it's laundry list of waste. I'm gonna just read about 4, 5 comments and then
Okay.
Devin says a laundry list of waste. Kira said you really have to start reading what really happened instead of just going off the dome. We know where the money went. The report, she says, a report out about the noodle. Uganda commented saying noodle convention generates over 1 million for the city of Newport News, and she put a article or something out. And
Okay.
so stop. So yeah, that was that off the noodle because I forgot what I was about to ask.
But I think that whenever you do something new, and people just you're gonna have some people came out there to support it, enjoyed it, liked it, and you got some people that, I mean, that's just life everywhere. Then you got some people who, you know, aren't gonna like anything that you do. There are some people in government that I've seen that anything I do something, they have something negative to say. And you know what I do to those people? Don't pay attention to them, because that means I feel like you just a hater, and you not even. It's not even the issue. It's not even the issues I'm bringing up. It's that it's personal.
Like
It's nothing personal, and that's what somebody just. I was just gonna read that comment. It's nothing personal. It's just the fact that we have employees that had hours cut. We have underfunded departments within the city workforce, and we have infrastructure problems. And then, okay, he commented again. Then she said, "This man has a master's in public policy, and so does Curtis and
none of that
John
mattered, bro. Like fuck.
and John and John promotes Stop It. He says to me, it's misplaced priorities. I'm not against having festivals at all, but we have to take care of basic needs first. Um, we just this part, my people, I swear we don't know you better, know any better. So, Miss Vick, you've accomplished so much in your career, like you said, from the housing and economics developments to mentorship to bringing back some of the summer jobs
Yeah,
to
now that's one of my favorite summer jobs. I love the summer
revamping
jobs.
revamping revamping the YMCA, raising money to try to revamp that. So if you could leave one legacy for Newport News, what would it be?
I don't know if I can pick one, because it's a lot of things that I love. I don't know if I don't think I could prioritize it for one thing. I just, well, unless I say that, like Ayana Bezant loves to say, if once we have our housing, we have our new streetscape, we have jobs, summer job, my work here is done. Because we've got a smorgasbord of things. We've got a smorgasbord of things under my leadership. It's not just one thing. And so, that's what I want to, no, not just want, no, I'm going to leave, because but because it's such a great feeling when you walk in your neighborhood and an area where it was just so much crime, which we still got to do some more work on Chestnut Avenue, because there's a lot of um, work that needs to be done on Chestnut with the people hanging around the stores. That's what I wish I could find an answer to.
Mm.
The people hanging around those corner stores, seeing how we can uh, hold them accountable without going against their rights. And so that's something I still want to work on, particularly on Chestnut, because I think once people's quality of life is challenged, and you can't feel like you can rent a house or buy a house anywhere, or an apartment, um, that means you're not comfortable. And I feel like we as a city, and some citizens too, I think that really makes it worth it. That we need to do some more work to make people safe, and to also bring a better quality of life, the highest quality of life that we can bring to our citizens, so that we can produce. And once people are making more money, they spend more money. It's more money in the city. And so that's a way for us to increase revenue as well. Citizens help.
My dad asked this question. What's up, Pops? You got on late tonight, I see. You must have been sleeping. He say, can we get an explanation on the lotto taxes and how it help with our school system?
Well, from what I know, I'm not the expert on that, but the lottery taxes, they go to certain school areas. But I wish I knew everything about that, but that's usually a state issue. And so, but I know they divide the lottery up, the lottery, not the winnings, but the um, extra money, divided up into to different schools throughout Virginia.
Hmm. Yeah,
But I would have to look that up more to give you a real good, because I
I
don't
just
know if
know
they
it's a
pick one.
lot of lottery money. There's a lot. It be going on in the state. I don't know. It's a lot. That's all I can
Now,
say.
how many schools do we have in the state?
A lot.
A
Yeah,
lot. You see
Talk
what I'm
yeah,
about
saying? So you still, so
elementary.
so with the lottery, you still have to account for the tickets that's printed, the scratch offs, the machine. You have to account for all that. Then what's left over after all the winnings and after everything, then you can disperse it to the school. So it's not 100%, not 100% of that dollar that you pay on pick three goes back to the school. It's just like the march dams. Do you know how much money out of that $1 you donate to the march dams? Do you know how much money goes to the charity? One dime. That's why it's called march dams. And for anybody who didn't know that,
I didn't know that part.
yes,
One dime for the
that's
children.
why it's called. It's out of that $1, for every dollar donated, only a dime actually goes to the charity. It might have increased over the years, but some years ago, that's what it was. March
Oh
dams.
my goodness, I had never heard that.
Mm. I mean, listen, when you say that's why it's called that, it makes sense. Why it's called Macho Dimes if you giving, you know what I mean?
Because
And
you walking 10 cents at a time, goddamn.
so in Virginia, there's 2,126 operating public elementary schools, elementary and secondary schools, and it's
Mm.
131 local divisions. So if you do the math on that, for if just to fix an AC unit for each school, just imagine how much that'll cost. Then you bring that out the lottery. You ain't got nothing for the floors. You ain't got nothing for the tables. You ain't got nothing left. So it's a great economic boost to the schools, but we got to really look at the logistics. Like, hey, when they print them scratch off tickets, that stuff take money to print. When them tickets come out that machine, it takes money to print. So and then you have to also pay the store like a 1 or 2% cut for each lottery ticket that they print out. So it ain't a whole
Wow.
lot of money that they get, but it's enough to
They
cover
buy them
that
some
part of
special.
yeah, to cover that part of the area. I mean, I think it's a good deed.
Well, that sounds good. So, have you ever written the numbers down? So, like, if you present that to somebody, they could, try to get it to somewhere. to either some of the state
No,
legislatures or local?
I, I ain't gonna lie to you. I just, I ain't did none of that. It's just I got a little bit of common sense and I can think like, man, there's a whole lot of schools out here. There's a whole lot of lottery tickets, but like you say, once you break down the winners, once you break down all of the materials, the people who work for the Virginia Lottery has to get paid as well. It might leave maybe for every dollar spent, maybe 18 cents, but that's still a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? After everybody else get paid, I think it's still a lot of money though.
Mm,
Hey, Rob,
I
that's
don't
your
know.
fault. That's your fault.
Listen,
What I do?
I had went away to something else. I had something else to take care of, so I had pulled something up that was going on. Let me go back and see what I missed.
Nothing. Just keep
Oh,
going, man.
I don't know what I missed. I'm gonna get in the comments, but I was
I
getting close
I
to wrapping.
I know they probably throwing dots and everything at me in the comments for the noodle fest. It's just like I just see it for something bigger. You know what I mean? Like we all done been in something that didn't go right the first time. You know what I
Right,
mean? So I don't think like now people are saying they spent the money and the money backdoor. Now if we can prove that he backdoored the money, all right, somebody got to explain that to us.
It ain't.
But
I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that.
right.
It ain't
hey,
even that.
give me,
I think we should just
It,
cut
it
that.
ain't. Fuck. I
I
am
think
gonna
we
get
should
into
just
that.
cut
I
that
am.
right
I
there.
am. I am. I am. It ain't even that part. It's the
okay.
fact that so many times people just want stuff to fail so they can have something to talk about. Like
Right,
so many people want to be like the first thing that come to your mind 97% of the time is something negative. So it's easy for you to talk that way because you was looking for something negative to talk about anyway.
Hmm.
It's it's
I agree.
crazy.
I agree with that. I agree because some people, no matter what you do in a city or state, there are people that over the years that I've seen, and way before I got in office, because I was always active in politics and government. But there's some people you can count on them. I mean, count
It
on
ain't.
them for
It's
every
not.
meeting to come with nothing but negative and talking crazy. They think they're talking with good sense, but they're talking crazy. But because that's how some people's mindset is, and for me, it it is just moving forward. It's just moving forward.
If it would have made
Somebody,
$5 million,
somebody asked, "What is the plan?" We about to wrap it up. I know we love to talk with Miss Vick all night. She got things to do. We all got things to do. We love to talk. We're gonna wrap it up. I see
Thank
the
you. It's been great.
y'all
It's been great.
y'all booming in the comments. This is the last question in the comments I'm gonna ask, and I clicked on it now. Oh, this Oh, hey, what's going on,
Hey,
Iris? She said,
I
"What are the
like I
plans
like
for the
I like
education?"
Oodles and noodles, y'all.
She said, "What's the plans for the education system?"
Well, we're gonna continue to work hard. We have a dynamic school board chairwoman, Dr. Terry Best. She's educated and she has her doctorate. She's coming. She has come on strong and visiting all the schools with Maritza, the vice chair, Maritza Algers. We've got Gary Hunter, Lisa Searles Law. Um, Somebody I'm missing, Maritza, but all of them are working as a team to really bring some great ideas, and a superintendent. We've got a great superintendent. She's worked at Huntington when Huntington was open, and so we have been working and getting better and getting the test scores up. I think we're now accredited with all the schools. I think, because I haven't looked at it. I don't have anything in hand in reference to the schools. So I I think, but I know we're doing better, and I love the relationship Mayor Jones and our team have with our Dr. Best and her school board, and the superintendent, and all the team that works who works with them.
Got you. Uh, let's go around the room. Give y'all a short closing statement y'all got for we let Miss Vick have a closing statement. You got something you want to say, Mike?
First.
Well, I got. Go
No, I'm
ahead.
good. I'm having fun. Uh,
Right.
so first and foremost, thank you for your time. Uh, you didn't have to give us 2 hours of your time on this Wednesday evening. You're pretty busy, I'm pretty sure. So we definitely appreciate it. We definitely appreciate you for being an open book. For the people watching, like again, the series is about you being informed. Um, like it's easy to talk in these chats. It's city council meetings every other. It's the second and the fourth Tuesday
Tuesday.
every month.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy to hate from the sideline. Get involved.
Yeah.
Or talk to your friends about that. Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear it. Complaining is for people who can't do stuff. I just came up with that. That was pretty good. We appreciate y'all for being with us, man. We appreciate y'all for being with us.
Go
Oh my
ahead,
God.
Joe. You got his closing statement remarks. You on
Wait.
mute, Joe. You still
Yeah.
on mute, Joe? Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to thank
Hey,
Miss Vick for donating her time to the podcast and answering a few questions that the people do have. And um, I think that's about it. Noodle Fest Part 2 coming soon.
That man trying to get us canceled.
Uh,
Miss Vick, you got any closing remarks you want to say to the people?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't get my lighting all the way 100% all right
No, it's
for
great.
this.
It was great.
Yeah, we
Oh,
good.
okay. But yeah, I just say that part of government is interaction with people and the people who are in office, and so we all have to want to be a part. But I think the biggest thing that makes dialogue so successful when people don't come in attack mode. If you're
Uh,
sitting at the table and I think this
that's
is
huge.
something.
That's huge.
Yeah, because I think what you gentlemen have, this is really good. It would have been a time everybody would have had to be out of their homes at night, finding a place to meet and having this dialogue. But I think as we talked about people getting engaged, people voting, I think you all should keep talking about that. And this is a great platform to be able to make people get involved. Look at how many people commented.
Absolutely.
I thought that was excellent that people wanted to comment, because that means they have a connection with you, and they really count on the information that you give. And that's important, because so many people, as we talked about during this podcast, some people don't get information. Some people won't understand it, but there could be somebody 15, 16 listening one night and then realize they want to get involved. They want to get in politics. They want to not keep sitting at home, but go and find employment, education, whatever, to better their lives. I feel that this is such a good platform that you all have that will inspire, probably has, I'm not going to just say will, has and will inspire people to do better. So
I agree.
thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Um, and so any other time, I'll always be ready to come.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
And I
Uh,
Uh,
love what you're doing, Rob, to really. And I don't know if the other two of you work on kids, but those football players,
yeah,
those little football players, that is so important, because it just teaches them about following rules. The coach has the ability. The coach has the ability, because I remember how Coach Baker was, and some
jeez.
other coaches, but I remember Coach Baker,
mm-hmm.
um, how he had the ability to make kids study in school, those boys, because my baby brother was one of them, Casey Vick. Coach
Mm-hmm.
Baker did not play. You came to school, you followed the rules. He made my brother, he the teacher, he did something in class one day, and he told my brother. My brother was about in the ninth grade to go buy the teacher a bag of apples and then bring them to the teacher. But those were his lessons, um, to make them men. And so I witnessed that with Coach Teddy Bako, and I loved his family. I loved him as a leader, because unfortunately he died, but at his funeral, you should have seen the men, especially the men from downtown.
I only can imagine. I
Oh
know
my
that
God.
he still came in the school systems even when he wasn't coaching, and he hung around and he talked to the guys. Listen, yeah, he was very impactful, I say.
Yeah, and at his funeral that was over there at that Catholic church over
Hmm.
on, is it Ward Boulevard? Um he had made so many of those guys into men, inclusive of my baby brother, Casey, that they stayed out around that church for hours because they couldn't stop talking. They couldn't stop the memories. They couldn't stop. It was just so spirit felt and heartfelt about the amazing work that he and the impact he put in not just Newport News, but Hampton as well. So you all continue. That's all. I really want you all to continue. And of course, I'll come back anytime.
No problem.
Thank
Thank
you
you. We
very much.
appreciate that. I just want to, with my closing remarks before I start, you said two things that stuck in. That's something that's huge in our community that we have to stop doing. We have to stop worrying about who's in charge or who's doing it. If we are part of the movement and it's for the right thing, we have to all get on board. It can't be, oh, if this person running it, oh, it got to be about me and my team or
Right.
this team or the person I deal with put out the information. Like, we so stuck in small-minded things instead of the big goal is ridiculous. That's why we can't get ahead in a lot of situations. Soon you put something together that's brilliant, they be like, "Oh, that's great. Who in charge? What difference do it make if it's a great idea? You know what I mean? If it's something that's positive for the people, for the community." So I that's what started me to venting up on something else. But like you said, Miss Vick, we thank you so much for taking the time to sit
Yes.
with us today. Talking about from growing up in Newport News, downtown, really circle, your Ferguson High School days, to
Yes.
leading
Yes.
the charge, changing the city, representing your city with integrity. Um, you're truly an inspiration to a lot, and
Thank you.
of course, you got a lot in a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say the whole city because nobody root for everybody. It's two different sides, but you got a lot of the city rooting for you, and looking forward to you moving on to running again if that's in your wishes. We thank you for coming on the show, and as you know, every night we're gonna end it with my favorite wrap up and my saying: "May the wind always be at your back, and the sun always upon your face. May the wings of destiny carry you aloft to dance with the stars." We appreciate everybody for watching and listening. Until next time, we see you and keep listening with pleasure. Good
Two
night,
fingers.
everybody.
All right. Good night.
Two fingers. Peace out.